Hi everybody, it's Ian here from UK-Europartswork.info. It's the first video for quite a while because there's been so much going off and so much changing that I felt it needed a little bit of time to settle down. But this is a special today because it's a problem that we've found potentially that's going to create problems for UK citizens living legally in the EU and having residential status before the end of this year in an EU state. Unless you hold an Irish passport, which will allow you to work and move freely and easily, if you have a British passport and are purely a resident in an EU state, this affects you. We're aware that border guards are sometimes stamping British passports incorrectly if you are resident in an EU state and you can prove you're a resident now. Why does that matter? The problem is that on the Schengen borders, depending on which state you enter and which border you enter, if the guard is not completely aware of the situation about stamping of passports, you may be caught up in the 90-180 day rule, even though you're a resident in the EU legally, which means that that would not normally apply to you. You would then have to argue your case with the border guard with the correct information. You'll see links down below to several documents and several articles that will help you in this should you need to do this at some point. Why is this important as well? Because there are two new systems coming in at the end of this year. One is called EES, which is the entry and exit system, which is fully automated and part of the border crossing. And we'll also use facial recognition technology. Again, there's a link below. And on top of that, there is ETIAS. That's the new ESTA type system, the American system for pre-authorization of coming into the Schengen area. It's been delayed yet again, but each one of these will sit on top of the other. Now, it may be that EES will eliminate the need for any passport stamping because that will also be on top of something called the passenger information retrieval system, I think. That's about your details if you're flying into anywhere in particular. So the reason I'm saying this today is please be aware that it's essential you try and stop passports being stamped at borders if you are a legal resident in an EU state. Many people are saying it doesn't matter. The EU are saying it doesn't affect residents' rights. That's correct, but there's one more thing. If you are a legal resident in the EU and you wish to work in one of the other EU states, and this goes for everybody, not just creatives, but specifically for creatives I'm talking about now. If you have had to get a work permit in one of the states you're not a resident in, because a requirement is for a work permit, say in Spain or in Italy or in Portugal, where there is no free period, and the border guard thinks you may have exceeded 90 and 180 days, even though you're a resident in the EU, which means that doesn't affect you really, then even though you've got your work permit and your EU card and your passport, you may be denied entry at that point of entry within the Schengen area, not cross-border within Schengen. I know it sounds a little bit complicated and I will post some more videos on this as we go forward. And there'll be more videos coming forward and more information on the UK Artswork website. It's also on various other areas about carnets and about work permits and visas and cabotage. But for now, it's just a little warning to make sure you print off some of the things I'm going to link to. If you're living in an EU state, you have either applied for or have an Article 50 residence card, make sure you have these documents with you and these print-offs in case you have to argue with the border guard to stop them stamping. There's one link as well below from something called the Border Guards Handbook. I think it's page 44. I'll have to check that. But it gives you information on if the border guard has incorrectly stamped your passport and then you show them that they've done it, it shows that they can nullify that stamp and how they do it. So armed with information is always good. And these are all official links. There's one Politico article just to give you a little bit of background on incorrect stamping of passports. So there you go. Sorry it's a biggish, longish, nearly 5 minutes this one, but I hope you find it useful. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do keep an eye on UKartswork.info as we're going to be going for a very long time to come. giving you up-to-date information about post-Brexit work and work regulations and other regulations, particularly for creatives, but this, generally speaking, affects everyone. I'll do another video shortly on permitted business activities which are allowed now under the withdrawal agreement. There are 8, but that's for another time. So stay well, stay healthy, and this is Ian Smith signing off from ukeartswork.info. Bye for now.